Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our purposive communication class. Accordingly, the 5 skills of communication are studied and simulated in advanced academic settings. In purposive communication, we are to develop the following communication skills: reading, listening, speaking, writing, and viewing. These communication skills are really important and are essential, especially that you are being trained to become pastors, lady ministers, and teachers. Last week, I gave you an assignment about the types of communication. Before we'll go to the different types of communication, we will try to understand and we will try to learn what communication is. Okay? What is communication? It is pronounced as communication. It is the imparting or exchanging of information or news. It also is a means of connection between people or places in particular. Communication is also the exchange of thoughts, ideas, concepts, and views between among two or more people. Various contexts come into play. Now, what is context? And why is context important in communication? Context is the circumstance or environment in which communication takes place. Such circumstance may include the physical or actual setting, the value positions of a speaker or listener, like that of a pastor speaking in a pulpit and the congregation sitting in the pews, and the relevance of appropriateness of the message conveyed. There are 3 classifications of communication, and the first one is according to communication mode, according to context, and according to purpose and style. Let's start with according to mode, the classification of communication that is according to mode. Now, verbal or spoken communication. This is part of the types of communication that you have answered. Most of you answered verbal or spoken communication. It is the sharing of information between individuals by using speech. Individuals working within a business need to effectively use verbal communication that employs readily understood spoken words, as well as ensuring that the enunciation, stress, and tone of voice with which the words are expressed is appropriate. Verbal or spoken communication is really important because it's our way of getting the message across. It's our way of sending the message to our recipient. Now, there's another there's another form which is more important than the verbal communication, and that is the nonverbal communication. It includes facial expressions, the tone and pitch of the voice, gestures displayed through body language or the kinesics, and the physical distance between the communicators or the proxemics. These nonverbal signals can give clues and additional information and meaning over and above spoken or verbal communication. Most of the times, we would agree to the speaker by saying yes, but our nonverbal communications or our facial expressions would say otherwise. Okay, remember, the non-verbal communication is 60% of the communication. 60%, 65% of the message that we are sending. So the non-verbal includes our body language, our facial expressions, and the gestures, while only 35% of the communication belongs to verbal, oral or written. Sometimes, without even saying anything, we are able to send our message across. In disagreement or in agreement, we are able to say our message across by just nodding our heads or by just giving a thumbs up. That will already give the go signal that we agreed on the speaker or we agreed on the one that we are communicating with. Okay? And there's another type of communication that is classified according to mode, and that is the visual communication. Visual communication is the type of communication that uses visuals to convey information and or messages. Some examples are signs that you see everywhere. You can also see road signs, symbols, imagery, maps, graphs, diagrams, pictograms, photos, drawings or illustrations, and even various forms of electronic communication. Given the time and age, electronic communication is really in right now. And so we use pictures to give the message to our subscribers, to our friends, to those who are following us, to our followers. Accordingly, visual communication is using art to convey specific ideas and messages. Like, for example, by using this graphic, it means architecture. This is for fashion design. This means film. This is for game design, graphic design, illustration, type design, television, photography, painting, landscape, and interior design. Now, right now, would like to do an activity, and let me see if we know the signs that we are seeing all around us. Okay.